peeps, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer, and on my channel I just do my makeup and I chit chat, and some of the topics can include but are not limited to makeup, music, affirmations, meditations, hypnosis, the weather, and sometimes even whatever is in the air that day, situationships, relationships, traveling. But today I have decided to choose a topic and see where this takes me. I'm going to be talking about a serial killer, and I'm doing this topic, serial killers, by state. So the first serial killer that I'm going to talk about reigns out of the state of Michigan. So viewer discretion is advised. The following story is extremely explicit, and if you are sensitive to anything of that nature, please feel free to switch the channel and or mute me. And if not, here we go. So today in Michigan, we are super duper blessed. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and it's a beautiful 65, 70 degree weather outside, Fahrenheit. And the serial killer that I chose to talk about today is 20-year-old John Norman Collins, aka the Ypsilanti Ripper, co-ed killer, or the Michigan murderer. So John Norman Collins went to Eastern Michigan University. He majored in elementary education, and he was known as a handsome, timid young man. He didn't have many friends. He only hung out with one or two people. And his choice of serial killing was stalking, abducting, raping, torturing, beating, stabbing, and then mutilation. So John discovered his knack for serial killing at this young age of 20. And his first victim would be ranging between the ages of 13 and 21 years old. And her name was Karen. So Karen was walking down the road one fine evening, and John saw her. So John decided to take it upon himself to stalk her in his bluish grayish Chevrolet vehicle. And a neighbor observed this whole get-go going on, where John would slow down next to Karen walking, and she would shake her head as like, no thank you, or I'm minding my business. And he proceeded to keep stalking her. Well, the neighbor didn't see him abduct her. Well, after John abducted Karen, he took her to a remote location, and he then proceeded to beat her, rape her, and then he stabbed her a number of 50 times. John then cut off her ankle. He cut off of her limbs. He cut off her fingers. And due to the mutilation being so extensively harsh and heavy, police were unable to find anything that linked John to the rapes and murder of Karen. So later on, Karen's body had been moved a total of 3 times. They found out that John was actually not only guilty of this horrendous crime, he was guilty of going back, raping the deceased body and moving it 2 more times. So then on to his next victim. And this all reigned between the years of 1967 and 1969. So his next victim, her name was Mary Therese Flezar, and Mary was between the ages of 13 and 21. She also was a student, and she was discovered by a tree in an open location at this point in time. So what John had did with Mary was he stalked her and he abducted her in his bluish grayish Chevrolet vehicle. He took her to the tree and he decided to torture Mary. So when I say torture, I mean he took her shirt and he shoved it down her tracheotomy to silence her screams. He then proceeded to rape her body. He stabbed her a total of 25 times, and then he mutilated her. And John would leave his victims' bodies within a 15-mile radius across Washtenaw County. And he would move their bodies after this crime, and then he would decide to recover their bodies when no one was looking. With her body, he moved it a total of 2 times. And before he did that, backtrack for a minute because I almost forgot to tell you this. John's uncle, Sergeant Like, he worked for the state of Michigan's police force. Sergeant Like and his wife were on vacation for a week, so they asked John, the co-ed killer, if he could watch their house so that their German Shepherd would get fed while they were gone. So John, the Michigan murderer, said, hey, this is a good opportunity for me to hide another body. So he fed the German Shepherd for a week, and upon return of his aunt and uncle, they found a black spray paint can, a laundry box, and a bottle of ammonia that were missing from their house. So John and his friend Arnold were known as thieves and burglars in their neighborhood. So they all figured, well, if he's a burglar or he's a thief, he's not going to be linked to this Karen's lady's murder, because they were aware of Karen's murder because of the news and everything, and his uncle being a cop. And they didn't really think anything of it. So, unbeknownst to them, Karen's body was sitting in their basement the whole time that they were gone. And she was there when they had returned. But when they asked the Ypsilanti Ripper about it, he denied it and he started tearing up crying. And Uncle Like believed him because of the crocodile tears. So John would decide to go further in this crime serial killing spree because he already got away with it twice. Why not freaking just keep going? So he went on to beat, murder, rape, torture, abduct 4 more Michigan women. And then his 7th victim was in California. And I couldn't find too much on her, but I know like his 6th victim is when he got caught. He got caught And during his trial, he was saying that he didn't even know her. He never took her to any place that he was accused of, and he never even spoke with her. And during this time, John did not even apologize for any of the victims that he was on trial for. And they ended up giving him life in prison at the G. Robert Correctional Facility. So right now, John is serving a life sentence for the 6 victims that he abducted, stalked, raped, tortured, beat, stabbed, and fiercely mutilated across the state of Michigan. Some key steps that I wanted to cover on the story that maybe were not mentioned were, not only did John, the Ypsilanti Ripper, discard of their bodies across 15-mile radius in Washtenaw County, he kind of like told his friend Arnold, but he kind of didn't. And Arnold went on trial in his pre-trial as a witness, saying that John was with him the night that the Karen victim had been abducted and murdered. So essentially, all the evidence that was found in Sergeant Lake's basement was just circumstantial. He figured, if he had a witness to lie for him that the laundry box of women's belongings that he ran out of the house with that day that Arnold seen were nothing. He's like, I never even took her to a wig shop. I never even saw anything to do with that lady. I don't even know her. And another key point that I didn't cover was when the first victim, Mary Therese Flezar, was deceased. She went to a funeral home, and at her funeral parlor, she had a closed casket. And the receptionist there remembers a young, handsome man came in, and he asked her for like a weird, odd request. He asked her if she could kind of like put the body intact so it would appear like, pretty like nicely or something visible, so that he could take a picture of the body. And the receptionist was like, I found this kind of weird because people don't just come in funeral parlors and ask for like bogus requests like that. But he did. And she obviously told him, no, sir, we can't do that. But I mean, this actually was a big key in this crime, because without this piece of evidence, they were hard to convict this man of the whole murder in this first degree murder in this story. Sorry. And it's just shit like that. Like, who goes into a funeral parlor and asks if you could put a body in good shape so that they can take a picture? And she was like, and this guy didn't even have a camera. He's just walking around asking people to take photos of dead bodies. And it's like, what the fuck? What the hell? But Yeah, I thought that was pretty fucked up. But John Norman Collins is still in that correctional facility today. And as far as that goes, I just would like to say a prayer for the families and the victims. And I am glad that you guys got your justice served to you. A big prayer goes out to you guys. And as far as he goes, I really hope that you can find some kind of peace and some kind of guidance in the facility that you're at. And to my viewers and subscribers, thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.